So this is a buff Brahma chicken. She's the largest breed of chicken that I own. She can make her way up on top of the tractor. When it comes to jumping down, she's a little chicken, no pun intended. So I have to come up here, give her a little helping hand. She doesn't like it, but it's okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Stop that. Get down. Jeez Louise. Hey guys, and welcome back. I'm Samcrac. Right here is our Ford Focus RS rebuild project. Right here is a Americana chicken. And, well, you guys already know what this is. I've been doing a little bit of painting. Admittedly, it's not turned out the best. Here, before I show you where I'm at, let's start at square one. We started by prepping our panels, which is pretty easy because these are brand new panels that are OEM right from the Ford dealership. All they need before paint is to be scuffed and then cleaned. You'll notice a little bit later on that both of the fenders had some primer on them, and that's because they came with some very tiny little chips. I just thought it might be easier to put a little bit of primer in place, sand that down, make it really nice and smooth before laying our base coat. I started laying base coat for the first time with this brand new professional gun that I purchased. We'll talk more about it later. The paint didn't seem to be coming out of the gun right at all. I messed with the settings a little bit more, but I still couldn't get it right. After 2 or 3 layers of base coat, I decided to stop, let this base coat dry, then I could assess what the issue was, fix it, and continue from there. From a little bit of a distance, the hood looks pretty decent, but it's at certain angles you can see these dark spots. The dark spots are areas where the paint came out too fine. When they went on the hood, they were partially dry, creating that rough effect. When you're laying down paint, you want everything to be nice, wet, and smooth. Now this was easily correctable. I started by changing the fluid output jet on the gun from a 1.3 to a 1.4. I also turned the air pressure up slightly on my regulator. Now all the paint on the hood is not wasted, I just needed to make it smooth again, and when you wait for a base coat to dry, you really should give it a little bit of a scuff before shooting your clear. I went ahead and used an 800 grit here, which took away all of our rough patches and got us ready for our next layer of base. The base coat went down perfect on the hood and the fenders. It's when I started spraying the clear coat that we ran into an issue. Look, I'm really trying to just get some work done here. Would you mind leaving? Go, 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 go. All right, so do you see these little bumps? Right here, I'm going to try and get close. You see there's one right there. They're all over. In between the base and the clear coat, these little bumps are little bugs that sat down on top of the paint. They're probably just on the surface of the base coat, but then when I went and shot the clear coat on top of it, well, now they're embedded into the paint. But unfortunately on the hood, I'm going to have to sand it down, at least see if I can get those bugs out. We're going to Get. But unfortunately, on the hood, we're gonna have to sand it back down, probably get back to the base coat to get all these little bugs out, and we'll see. I might have to shoot one more layer of base coat and then go clear. But if I do that at the right time, in a timely fashion, I'm pretty certain that we'll be able to get this right. What the f is going on? What's going on here? Hey, go ahead, eat it. Go, go, go. All right, I think they're gone. If you're a follower of the channel, you might remember the video I did on the $13 Harbor Freight paint gun. I'll link it right here. Then there's another gun that Harbor Freight sells. It's about 60 bucks. I really like the way that my Corvette bumper came out with that $60 paint gun. So I went ahead and I said, I'm gonna spring for a nice professional gun. And I bought this. This is not sponsored at all. I actually paid for this gun. Techna Pro Light by DeVilbiss. This came with a bunch of different air caps, air jets. It came with this air regulator. It came with the metal cup. This thing came with pretty much every single option. And it ran about $700 to $800. So a far cry from the $60 and $10 or $13 Harbor Freight gun. Now, one of the big reasons people tell you to get a gun like this, a professional gun, is that it will actually consume less materials. And materials are quite expensive. Now, in my review of this gun, I basically said that it performed pretty much as well as the $60 gun. It just doesn't look as nice and doesn't have the fit and finish of it. Well, this definitely has the best fit and finish of them all. It's got this metal cup. But I gotta be honest, this has a 1.4 fluid tip. This one that's not here also has a 1.4, and this also has a 1.4. I didn't hardly notice any difference in fluid consumption between all of these guns, from 10 to almost $800. So for 800 bucks, the DeVilbiss gun should provide a better finish than either of those Harbor Freight guns, right? And in my opinion, it really didn't. And I compared them all with the 1.4 fluid cap. You guys saw what happened with the 1.3 fluid cap and the base coat. It just didn't look right. Now, professionals, definitely chime in comment section below. It's obvious that this comes with more options, more features, more accessories, but if you're a casual guy like me that just paints panels from time to time, go ahead, I would get the one in the middle that's not here, the $50 or $60 Harbor Freight gun. If you're only gonna paint one quick thing and then throw the gun in the garbage for $10, you just can't go wrong. Now, since I'm 2 for 2 when it comes to failures on my paint work, I'm getting ready to throw in the towel. I won't do so until I finish using up my materials here, but let me just put things in context for you. This box right here cost me about $150. It includes paint, reducer, clear coat, with hardener. They give you the filters and the mixing sticks for free. Now, just to give you guys an idea of what a professional paint job costs, this is my Ford Fiesta ST. This car was painted from the fenders all the way forward. So both side fenders, bumper, hood, and then it was blended into these front doors and pillars here. All of that on this car at a shop was $1,200, give or take like 20 bucks. So $1,200 to paint all these panels. The RS needs the same that the Fiesta has, the entire front end, and it needs the rear bumper painted. Not to mention, it might need some potential blending down the side. Yeah, you're welcome. So needless to say, paintwork is one of the more expensive parts of a rebuild project. And if I'm able to get my paintwork just a little bit better and have maybe even a little bit better tools, materials, and a better environment to do it in, well, I think we can nail it, and that will save us thousands in the long run. Now, coming back to this mangled up wheel here, a lot of you guys said it looked like it was bent. And honestly, I don't know how you would tell if it was bent or not, but what I did notice that I didn't notice before was down here, it's got a really, really nasty, I don't know if it's even cracked, but it's really chewed up here. So my goal is to find a used take-off one of these or a new one of these, but I think at the dealer they run close to a couple $1,000s a piece, like 1,800 bucks retail. So my goal is to completely replace this wheel. Now, I really want to thank you guys at home. In the last video, I asked if you knew about any body or frame shops in and around the Tampa Bay area, and well, you guys gave me a handful of different suggestions. The bad news is I called pretty much all of them and actually visited a few of them, and well, a couple of them said they'd take the job on. Those shops were 3 to 4 weeks out, kind of like the shop I'm already dealing with. So at this point, I think we're going to end up taking the Focus RS to the frame shop I've been regularly dealing with, and we're going to have to wait a good amount of time for it to get finished. But no worries, I do have another rebuild project, like I told you before, that we will be starting while we're waiting for the Focus RS to be done at the body shop. Now, this car has some similarities to our Focus RS. It's all-wheel drive like the Focus RS. It's got a turbocharger like the Focus RS. It actually has the letters RS in the name of the car. It's by far the most amount of money I've ever spent on a salvage car, nearly double the price of what I paid for the Salvage Focus RS, and it will do 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds with some light mods, which it actually came with. Right now, we'll go in the garage, and I'm gonna let you hear what it sounds like straight piped. It was straight piped because this car was in a rear end collision. You can see there's actually no muffler behind this exhaust tip. We're gonna have to fix that. It's way too loud and smelly. So if you think you know what the next rebuild project is, definitely let me know in the comment section below. I really appreciate you guys watching these videos. If you enjoy them, be sure to hit that like button. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will catch you very soon.